What if I told you your brain is the reason you keep failing your own goals? Not because you're lazy, not because you lack discipline, not because you don't care, but because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do: protect you. The problem is, what protects you today might be holding you back tomorrow. You start strong. You feel motivated. You make promises to yourself. But after a few days, something changes. You slow down. You delay things. You switch to easier tasks. You distract yourself. And then you tell yourself, maybe I'm just not built for this. But that's not true. Because this isn't a personality problem. It's a psychology problem. And once you understand how your brain works, you stop fighting yourself and start leading yourself.
Your brain is not built for success. It is built for survival. And survival has one main rule: avoid danger, save energy, repeat what is familiar. For thousands of years, this system kept humans alive. But today, you don't survive by avoiding lions or storms. You survive by building skills, learning discipline, staying focused. And that's where the conflict begins. Because your brain still treats effort like danger. Anything new feels uncertain. Anything difficult feels risky. Anything unfamiliar feels uncomfortable. So when you try to grow, your brain tries to pull you back. Not to destroy your future, but to keep you in what it understands: comfort.
Comfort is not emotional. It is chemical. Your brain rewards comfort with relief. That feeling when you stop trying, when you scroll your phone, when you delay a hard task. That feeling is powerful because it removes stress instantly. Now, compare that to growth. Growth feels slow, uncertain, sometimes uncomfortable. So your brain compares both: instant relief versus delayed reward. And most of the time, it chooses relief, not because it's smart, but because it's efficient. This is why motivation fails. Motivation asks for effort now, with reward later. But your brain prefers reward now, even if it costs your future.
Every time you check your phone, your brain gets a reward signal. A small hit of dopamine. Scroll, like, notification, new video. Quick reward, no effort. Now your brain learns something very important. Fast reward equals good. Slow reward equals boring. So what happens when you try to work? Studying feels slow. Working feels heavy. Focus feels uncomfortable. Because your brain is now comparing it to something easier. This is not addiction in the dramatic sense. It is conditioning. Your brain is learning what to expect, and it always chooses what feels easier, unless you train it differently.
Most people think the hardest part is the work, but it's not. The hardest part is starting, because starting requires overcoming resistance, breaking comfort, facing uncertainty. Once you start, something changes. The brain adapts. But before that moment, your mind creates excuses. I'll do it later. I need more time. I don't feel ready. These are not logic. They are protection mechanisms. Because your brain believes if you don't start, you can't fail. So it keeps you safe by keeping you stuck. Overthinking feels responsible. It feels like preparation. But in reality, it is avoidance in disguise. Because thinking about action feels safe, while doing action feels risky. So your mind stays in loops. What if I fail? What if it's not perfect? What if I'm not ready? But notice something important. All of these thoughts happen without action. And without action, nothing changes. Overthinking is your brain trying to solve discomfort without taking responsibility for change. It creates the illusion of control, but no real progress. Fear is not a stop sign. It is a signal that something matters to you. You don't fear things you don't care about. You fear failure, judgment, embarrassment, rejection. But your brain interprets fear as danger. So it tells you, avoid it. Stay safe. But growth only exists on the other side of fear. And every time you avoid it, you reinforce it. You teach your brain, this is dangerous. Your brain was never designed to compare with thousands of people. But today, you do it constantly. Social media shows success, confidence, achievements, but hides failure, struggle, time. So your brain builds a false picture. Everyone is ahead of me. But that is not reality. That is selection bias. You are comparing your full story to someone else's highlight reel. And your brain believes it anyway, which damages motivation silently. So how do you fix all of this? Not with motivation, not with pressure, but with strategy. Start small. Smaller than you think matters. 1 minute, 1 action, 1 step. Because your brain doesn't resist progress, it resists initiation. Once you start, resistance drops. Momentum builds. And suddenly, the same task that felt heavy becomes easier. Not because the task changed, but because you changed state. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are human. With a brain designed for survival, not modern success. But here is the truth. Your brain can be trained. It can adapt. It can grow. It can change. But only if you lead it. Because every choice you make today is shaping the person you become tomorrow. And the moment you understand that, you stop being controlled by your mind and start becoming the one who controls it.